Yeah.
Gregorian chant, Gregorian chant is powerful. Powerful.
Talk about that Gregorian chant in Latin. That's a future question. That one blew my mind. But you get into specifics, like not just any Gregorian chant. Please talk about that.
So the Latin language is sacred. When Christ was crucified, Pilate put Jesus Christ, King of the Jews, and he put it in the 3 known languages of the world. Those 3 languages are sacred: Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. And so for that reason, and so we as Western Catholics in particular, the Latin language is the official language of the church. So that language is not only sacred, it's more pleasing to God. And so there was one, and so the Latin language, the ritual in Latin is more efficacious. It works better, even though, again, many times most priests, they have lousy Latin. Their Latin is like cringeworthy, and the demon will make fun of them. They mispronounce a word, and it's you ever seen it? Like you see a fighter, and whenever I was a boxer, and so whenever I watch a boxing match, and somebody gets hit, and then they like shake it off and they like laugh like that didn't hurt. Well, guess what? That hurt. That's your natural reaction to try to shake it off yourself and convince yourself that I can keep going. So whenever you see a fighter in the ring say, yeah, it didn't hurt, come on, it really did hurt him. And so whenever you see the demon making fun of the Latin or saying, yeah, that doesn't bother me, it does. And so the Latin language is very effective. One case we had, I was, the priest asked me to just kind of get things engaged a little bit, because the demons are personal. They have their own personalities, so to speak. And so they're individuals. They're each their own species, according to St. Thomas. And so they're very unique creatures. Yeah. And so I had him on my phone. I had Gregorian chant, and I just played the Te Deum, which is the Te Deum it's prayed on feast days. It's on solemnities. It's the chant of the church united, beginning with the angels before the throne of God. And so I played this, and the second the demon heard it, 2 or 3 seconds, and then went into a straight manifestation because of the Gregorian chant. And that, because what you're doing is you're saying to the demon, this is what you were made for, to chant before the throne of the living God in glory. And this is what you've reduced yourself to, right? This is it. This is your throne now. This 45-year-old single mom who suffered tremendously, this is now your throne. This is the best you've done for yourself. You were before the throne of God, and now you're here just tormenting these poor humans. You're reminding the demon. So the demon manifested. It was brutal. And then the next week, the priest says, all right, do that again. And so me, being Mr. Smart Guy, right, I figured I'm going to try something better. I'm going to do the Dies Irae, the Day of Wrath, which is chanted on Good Friday. So I played it right up next to the person's ear, and the demon looked at me and just went like this. Nope, not working. And nothing. It was a terrible session. And like, okay, well, sometimes you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you, and Father said, Dan, why didn't that work? And I said, I have no idea. I'm lost. And then I was just trying to figure it out. And I looked on the music that I had played, the chant, and it was not, the first one was the Santo Domingos de los Silos monks. And the second one was the Westminster Choir of lay people. So it isn't just the Latin language. It isn't just a song. It's the Latin language, the chant, properly done as part of liturgical worship by consecrated virginal monks. That's the difference. The demon responds to all of that, if that makes sense.
Yes. So for me, that is. So that's important, because
it's not the context of it, as well as it's this is part of the Opus Dei, the work of God, the Benedictines call it, the work of God, the liturgical life of the church. There is a river, and it, and God flows. God is in its midst. It says in the Psalms. That's the liturgical life of the church. That's pouring out from the throne of heaven through this earthly worship that reflects the heavenly worship. And I
think it's like this Catholic way of seeing things, that it's not just the thing in itself, but it, for instance, like a lay choir singing beautifully Latin chant, but who sings it that matters, and their holiness, and that's why you recommended that, and I'd never thought of that, because sometimes like I'll listen to that like in praying, but I thought, yes, I want to go to the holies, people that are consecrated, that they're doing it for liturgical. Like I want to be listening to that, and you even recommended it to have it like playing in your house, as like real prayer that's protecting you, that you're surrounding yourself in.
Yeah, just low level in another room.
Yeah.
Put it on low level, turn the internet off, and just the Wi-Fi, whatever, just put it on airplane mode and just let it run. And low level, you don't need to hear it. There, many times I didn't know. I mean, I couldn't. Again, this is just experience in the field. Lay people in our system, we do intakes, we assist the exorcist with prayer during exorcism, do catechesis. Couples do catechetical work because the demon enters through sin, but he holds through these heresies. So we do intakes. Father would say, we've got this person has asked for help, or asked for the exorcist. The diocese will call. We'll sit down at a parish, always on holy ground. We're sitting down in an office, and I'll have Gregorian chant on low level on my phone. I can't hear it. And the person will say, "Can you turn your music off?" And I'll say, "What music?" Because I forgot. I generally have it running 24/7. Yeah, turn it off. It's upsetting something inside of me. And so, oh, you mean this? And I'll turn it up really loud. You mean this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. No, I'm not going to turn it off. So let's keep going with the interview. I mean, because you see the reaction in the field. So this is what I'm talking about. The demon gives us information. I'm not.
Yeah.
That affirms what we know to be true in Catholic theology and praxis. See, that's the difference between that and just the demon's a liar. Okay, I get it. He is a liar, but he's going to react in a certain way.